Greetings all, Shane Bruce, Restomod Daisy, with an update on a project that's been here for way too long and needs to head home. This is the bits and pieces involved with the Daisy Model 104 double-barrel shotgun. Got this rascal apart. That was a bit of a chore. And there are some differences we got to annotate or acknowledge on the 104 as compared to its cousin, the Model 21, which was built much later in Daisy history. This gun dates back into the 1930s and has a number of, not a number, but at least three different things about it. The first thing we'll take a look at is the plunger tubes. It's a double barrel, so it has two plunger tubes. These have not been cleaned, but I wanted to show to you the copper washed flat wound mainspring. This is really a gem. I've seen springs like this on some older first variation Model 25 Daisy pump guns, but I think they're super cool. They're flat wound, they're copper washed, they look great. The other neat thing about this gun is the shot tube. It's brass as well, and if you compare it to a current production shot tube, you'll note that from position of the pin, if we can get that shown to you, from the position of the pin to the end of the tube, these tubes look to be about 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch longer than a standard tube. So replacing the original tube with a overboard tube is not going to be a possibility. There's a reason they're as long as they are. The other interesting thing about the tube is the bore diameter on it. These are actually close to an overbore air tube diameter. So it's a brass tube with a larger internal volume, able to push more air, which makes sense because this gun clocked with no oil as it was out of the box at around 299 on the right-hand barrel and 295 to 300 on the left-hand barrel. Really quick. All right, now let's take a look at this. This is a walnut buttstock. You see it's one piece affair. And the front end of the buttstock is the interesting bit. You'll see the steel reinforcing strap that is present on both sides. That's because the stocks did have issues with cracking. And you can see some cracking going on this one here. It still works. It's certainly able to cock the gun, but it's configured differently than the plastic stock on a Model 21. The other major change or difference between the earlier gun and the later gun is the triggers. These are stamped steel triggers, metal triggers, not plastic triggers. And let's see. Oh yeah, the receiver itself. The later Model 21 has a much larger hand grip, foregrip. As you can see, this little guy here's got a real slender little wooden grip. And as a result, this area of the action is covered up by a steel plate, which makes removal of the innards a little more complicated. Well, that's all we've got for you today, kids. This is Shane Bruce, Restomod Daisy, signing off.